Currency Club. We are here with Octavious, the King O Caesar, and this is part 2 of his interview. So go back and watch part 1 if you have not done so already, where we talked about different ways that he makes money with both the YouTube channel and online marketing, affiliate marketing, those type of things. But in this video, we are going to talk about different educational and online training programs that he has found value in. So let's start out by talking about free resources that are available on YouTube. You mentioned that you like the Think Media content in their channel and you find great value in that.
They have a lot of free content on their channel that you can digest. They help you with the best cameras, the best equipment to use for your channel if you're on a budget or if you're just starting. They actually teach you different tips and tricks that you can use to actually be, successful on YouTube, like how to get 1,000 subscribers. They have all this stuff that's free content, but then you can get the condensed course that they created, based off of giving people value through their free content. Everything that they're teaching us to do, as students, because I'm a student of their course, they actually implement. They use it as work case study. But there's a lot of people that got free content that'll teach you how to, grow your YouTube channel. I like watching Roberto Blake is another one. He has some great free content that you can look up. I listen to people like Gary Vee. They give the mindset stuff, the push through. He even gives you tips and tricks on different things that he's doing to be successful. If you're trying to just shortcut, get straight to the meat and potatoes, I advise you to buy a course.
So the free content is great. It's just a bit more time consuming to sort through the millions of videos that are online to figure out which ones provide the most value and content. Talk to us about the Think Media course. How many hours was it? I think they call it an academy. So once you pay this membership fee, you're in it for life and you continue to get resources after the fact. Is that accurate?
It is accurate. And the thing is, it's with a lot of courses that you buy, they also have a private Facebook group. So I have a Facebook group with Think Media. And if I have questions, I can go on there and actually ask the Think Media staff. And they have other programs that you can opt into. Those are paid. For instance, my friend Matthew Stratton, who's also a full-time YouTuber, has 74,000 subscribers. Shout out to my boy Matt in Florida. But he took the other course where he had direct contact with Sean and the team. They were able to critique his channel and then help him with real tedious back end stuff. He literally went from 5,000 subs to 60,000 subs in a year. They really do have really good case studies, and you see people in the group all the time who've had real success, because you can find a lot of reviews on these courses. So before you even pay for a course, make sure you're looking at the reviews. You can type on YouTube Think Media course review. You'll find people who have either positive things to say about it or negative things to say about it, and then you can make your decision after that. I try to look for courses that have good turn rates of people being successful. That's one thing about us as people, especially YouTube. It's brutally honest. If people don't like your stuff, they're gonna say it. The thing is too that it still all comes back to you too, because I can give you all the information in the world. You can give a horse water, but you can't make it drink.
Yes, it's up to you to implement what you learned in the course. Sean and his team can literally give you the blueprint, have these one-on-one conversations with you, provide consulting support. But if you're not going to do the work at the end of the day, you're not going to be successful. If you're not going to be consistent, you're not going to be successful. If you're not going to follow the tips and strategies that they laid out for you, or literally put in your hand, you're not going to be successful. But what is your greatest takeaway from participating in that course? Because some people are reluctant to do online courses. They're they just want my $200, $300, whatever it costs. I'm not really going to learn anything new that I can't just Google or find in a free video.
They're in the fire. They have multiple successful YouTube channels that they built. They built the infrastructure too. So they have the digital courses and the digital product. Their proof of stake is everything that they've been doing. On top of that, when I took the course, it taught me all the stuff that I didn't know about YouTube. You could start affiliate marketing right now. That's one of the first things they teach you in the course. It's hey, this is how you can make money right now. And then they basically just give you the blueprint of what you should be doing. They help you break down how long your videos and stuff should be if you want to maximize the YouTube algorithm as far as getting ad revenue. They teach you about different tools and stuff that you can use as far as doing thumbnails, because a lot of people don't know about Fiverr. A lot of people don't know about what's
Canva.
the other Canva. Then they teach you advanced stuff too. Once you get a following and stuff, what you need to approach companies. They know that by the year 2005, training
2005 2005 is over.
Is it not 2005, 2025? No, by the year 2025, like the online digital training courses and stuff like that is supposed to be, I think it's $200 billion like industry or something. I don't know if that's the exact facts, but I know it's supposed to be a multi-billion-dollar industry. That's why
So
you see
Google
so many
it.
people. Yeah, that's why you see so many people coming out with their own like courses and everything, because online education is the new education. Like a lot of people are like still go to college for like the specific things. Like, you know, if you want to be a doctor, I'm not learning how to be a doctor on YouTube. But for like different trades and like different skills like this, people are resorting to things like YouTube and courses that people are teaching, because one, they're more affordable than going to college, and two, you get more of the information and not a lot of the fluff. So, you
And
know,
three, the convenience. You can do
yeah,
it on your own time. You can be working a full-time job and then doing this on the side, doing this on your lunch break. Like you can be continually educating yourself during the time that works best for you. If you have kids, once you put the babies to sleep at night, and then you
exactly.
log on for an hour, you log on for 2 hours or whatever to do your online training. So number three, that I don't even think you were gonna mention, just the
I
flexibility
yeah,
of it.
you definitely helped me out with that. A lot of people in the Think Media course are succeeding with YouTube.
Do you think participating in that Think Media Academy is the reason that you were able to monetize your channel? Like, what percentage of your success would you contribute to what you learned at Think Media?
Like you said, you gotta give yourself credit too, because you put in the work. So, but I would give them like 80%, because without a lot of knowledge that I learned from the actual course, you know, I wouldn't have implemented any of that stuff. I wouldn't have been apt to like meet the people that I have or like network the way that I have. I just really think that it streamlined what I'm trying to do, and it put everything in fruition, and it helped me like figure out the purpose for my channel, because that's the thing that a lot of creators have problems with too. They start a YouTube channel and they want to be everywhere. They want to do everything. Think Media teaches you to niche down, to figure out what you do. Like you ask yourself a question, and it's really simple. Like when you think about some of the stuff, but it makes so much sense. They ask you, what do you do best? Who are you targeting? Who is your channel for? And then you structure your whole channel around that. You can wear multiple hats eventually, but you have to start somewhere. Because like Sean Cannell, he started as the camera guy, best camera for YouTube and stuff like that. And then they eventually grew into like this multimedia channel where you can learn how to use camera, different gear, and you can also learn how to like grow your YouTube channel. It's a multi-channel, but they started out somewhere and they really niched down on that content until they were able to grow a big enough following and then like diversify. When I first started the course and I was being consistent, I grew my channel from like 0 to like 500 in like 3 months. If I would have stayed on the same trajectory that I was on and being consistent the way I was when I first started YouTube, I would have probably had way more subscribers than I have now. But I can only contribute that to my inconsistency over the last year or two. You know, I had a lot of stuff going on. Like I bought my house and I stopped for a while. Like if you put in the work and you do the stuff that they say, it will work for you. Like, you know, for a fact, getting your first 1,000 subscribers is like the toughest. It's like the first crazy thing you have to do on YouTube, and it's not easy for a lot of people. But I
Hey,
believe I
look,
would have
man,
been
we trying to
able.
do that with the Currency Club. We trying to get our 1,000 subscribers. So if you're watching this video, subscribe to the channel. It's free.
Yeah, drop that like too, because it helps with the YouTube algorithm.
So how many times do you recommend a creator post per week to get
Um,
into that algorithm?
Definitely one time a week. If you can do 2 times a week, 2 times a week is better. So what I'm trying to do this year is I'm trying to batch a lot of my videos. So I'm trying to have videos done. So I have like one done for each week. But then I'm going to also try to do like a live stream in between that, so that I have 2 uploads each week. Getting back to like the networking side of it, like I do like a podcast with my 2 dudes, shout out to Sight and Raul again, you know, the Dad Beats podcast, where we talk about being producers and like the everyday life of trying to do the music, but we have responsibilities of like family and stuff like that. We bring different people on our show and we talk about that. But getting back to what I was talking about, we're structuring that to like link back to our existing YouTube channels too. We're doing the podcast and we always mention like at the end, like this is where you can find us. You know, this is the Dad Beat podcast, but we also have our own individual channels. If you guys want to check us out and see the different things that we do on our individual channels, the links are in the description. So everything that we do, we try to
Drive traffic back to your original channels.
yes, you
And
drive
other pages and projects that you're working on.
so everything that you do with YouTube has to be intentional. that's another thing that the Think Media course taught me, is that everything that you do is intentional. So like, even if I'm just doing a regular video, I'm just making a beat or something like that, like I want to market something. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm trying to get people to sign up for my email list, or I'm trying to get people to buy stuff for my affiliate marketing, or I'm just trying to drive traffic to my website in general. It doesn't have to be something like extravagant. Like email lists is something that's important, but you can do that with like just offering something free that brings value to people. Like I'm creating an MPC template that's going to help people like make beats on the MPC live easier because of the way that it's set up. If they want to get that, they're going to have to subscribe to my email list. In exchange for my value that I'm giving you, you're going to sign up to my email list, and you can opt out whenever you want. When you bring value to people, they're getting your stuff because they believe in you. You become the brand. They're like, I believe in what he does. If something does come up, I want to know about it. If I release stuff, they're more apt to buy or like consume your content because, you know, they're fans. They call them super fans, you know, and that's what you really want to build when you have a YouTube channel. You want to build loyal followers that you're bringing value to, so those people in turn become customers for you.
I like your concept of building super fans. It's something that I've seen on the internet before. You see this all the time too. Beyonce and her Beehive. Those are super fans. Rihanna and a Rihanna Navy. Those are super fans. Yes. Meg Thee Stallion and her hotties. Super fans. People are going to support these people regardless, no matter what they do, right? You need super fans. And then another thought is that I just had a guest on here, 2K, Talks with 2K, who has a very popular I call it a YouTube show. He calls it a podcast, Facebook Live show. He's on a bunch of platforms, but my point is, I asked him kind of what sets his show apart, and how do you keep people interested, engaged, and how do you pick the topics that you cover? And he said, I am very in tune with my audience. I'm creating content that my people want to see. So just stressing the importance of knowing who your audience is and creating content that they find either value or entertainment in is very important to being successful in anything you do.
That's the biggest thing, is like providing value to like your target audience, and then in turn those people do become super fans. You don't need that many super fans. I would rather have 1,000 super fans than have like 1 million people following me, because like chances are those people who are following you, they're not going to purchase anything from you. If you have 1,000 super fans and you launch 10 products that cost $10, that starts to add up quick. We work jobs and we make like $3,000, $4,000, maybe $5,000 a month. What if you can make that from your super fans? And that's not hard to do once you build it. You know, if you can build those super fans, you're pretty much guaranteed the money, because they're like, take my money. So
okay, so if someone were considering taking that Think Media Academy, what advice would you give them?
To do it. When I see an opportunity that I know is good, I try to jump on it right away. So like both of the courses that I bought, the one from Think Media and then my Amazon course that I took, that's like a different subject. I buy different courses because I'm into different stuff. I try to jump on this stuff quick. So I paid like a lot less than what the course is now. I think the course is like almost $1,000 now, where when I took it, it was only like $499. Like literally when they launched the course, like
years ago, you a day one fan.
I still think it's totally worth it. And I've even had talks with you, you know, with like some of the things that, you know, you could possibly do better. Like
he's talking about my Whitney Styles YouTube channel.
Yeah.
The link is going to be in the description box below. Still good fashion, beauty, lifestyle content. Check that out if y'all interested.
Yeah. Your content is really good on that channel. There's like probably like 1 or 2 things like that you could do to make it like take off, because the quality and the information is there. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about a lot of people's YouTube channels is I see people who have great content and have like good stuff. It's just some stuff is missing. You know, it's like that one piece. And sometimes that's all you need is that one piece. And that's why I believe in taking the courses. Most of the time when you do take a course, you're going to get that piece that you're missing, and
that you may not even know you missing.
Yeah. And when you figure out that piece, that's when your channel goes like from here to like there. Like I said, there's always stuff to learn. There's even like stuff that I'm still learning, you know, in the private Facebook group. Anytime something new comes out with YouTube, and when YouTube changes their policies, you know, terms of the policies and terms of service, like we're already working on solutions to get around it. You can't change how different stuff operates, but you can just change how you move with it. Amazon used to pay up to 10%, you know what I'm saying, for affiliate marketing, but they dropped it significantly to like 4%, like on commissions. As far as that really, like for like Sean them, they talked about it in the course, because they do live streams and stuff sometimes in the course. They talked about how that was like a big hit, but like how the other stuff that they have implemented in place, it doesn't matter. You know, when things happen, that's why you need to have this and why you need to have this in place. in order to still be successful.
Did you have conversations with Sean?
I haven't had like a direct message, but like messages on the action in the group, like he has responded, especially early on. Not so much now because he's like this huge dude and he like lets everybody else run, you know, the business for him now. He still does live streams where you can ask him questions and you can talk to him. But if he feels like it's a question that he wants to answer, he will answer it. So he's still pretty active.
Beyond what you've already shared, what are the benefits to taking this course?
Speed and accuracy. That's all I can say. It's a shortcut.
Okay, so earlier in the video, we talked about how the training is only half of the work. You still have to do the work as a creator if you want to see the results. Talk to me about how you implement this content that you've learned.
Like I talked about in the last video, if you guys haven't seen the last video, go back and watch the last video. But being consistent on YouTube is everything. And that really comes down to you, how you block your time off, like your time management and stuff like that. So now I have like a whiteboard that's a calendar. I put all my stuff, the stuff that I have to do for my YouTube channel, the projects that I have going on. I have that stuff on my calendar. I even have a separate whiteboard that's smaller that has my goals for the year. So I'm always conscious of what my goals are. And I look at that stuff every day. It's just about setting goals and actually physically writing stuff down and then making yourself do it, because that's the hardest part. We talked about how like YouTubers like take on so many different hats as far as like what they do. So sometimes it can be frustrating trying to get this content and get it ready, because when you're spending like so many hours just trying to get like one video done, and then you have to upload the video, then you have to do SEO, then you have to promote it on like your social medias and like make sure you have the right tags and all that stuff. It's not like an easy thing. Being able to push through, and that's the most important thing, and that comes with mindset. It's like, do you really want it? I ask myself all the time, is this what I want? Is this really what I want to do? Because if it's not, then I need to stop. But if
you're wasting a whole lot of time. If it's not what you really want to do, you wasting a whole lot of time, friend.
Real. If you sacrifice now, you can do the things that you want to do later. And surrounding yourself around like-minded people. That's why, like, you know, I like talking to you. And like people, I seen you had Darius and Mel on here. Shout out to them. People who have the entrepreneurial spirit and, you know, are trying to do the same type of things I'm trying to do, because that's a big part of it too. It's like if you're hanging around people who don't have the same interests as you, who have a totally different mindset, or they're like have a negative mindset, like you have to get all that stuff out your life. Like really, you have to separate yourself from it, because it's so easy to get distracted and drawn into that type of stuff, making good decisions and making sure that you're just following through. I'm going to Think Media's course in Vegas, like in May. They have like
a conference. You call it a course, but is it a conference or a course?
It's a conference. Yeah, they're having like hopefully it's going to be in person. I'll actually be able to meet Sean Cannell and the team. Gary Vaynerchuk coming, the main guest speaker, and I'm like a big fan of Gary V. I'm also meeting like some of my YouTube buddies out there. Like I'm meeting Matthew Stratton. I'm meeting Sight, like I Am Sight out there, and we're gonna like do content together, and we're gonna hang out. It's gonna be kind of like a YouTube meetup too. And it's networking. That's how you build success too, is by successfully networking with other people that are on the same
always same page. They're both ambitious, they're creators, they want to be successful, they're gonna make sacrifices, they're gonna do the work, they're gonna support you. You need all of that in your life.
People know what I'm on, and they know like if they don't see Octavious, it's because Octavious is working and he's doing this. The stuff that they want to do with their life is totally different from mine, and that's okay. But in order for you to be successful at what you want to do, you have to make sure that you're surrounding yourself around people that are just like you, and people are doing the same things that you are, and the people who have the knowledge that can help you, and hopefully you can bring value to them, you know, as well. And once you can build up a network of people and stuff, you know, you guys can get money together. People tell you, you know, you show me your friends, I'll show you who you are. It's really
who true. You are and where you're gonna be in 5 years. That's another thing. People don't even realize how toxic some relationships and friendships can be. And it's like you hang around with a bunch of lowlifes or a bunch of nothing people. Like not you, but sometimes there's people who hang around other people who have literally accomplished nothing in life. Like some people don't have cars, don't have houses, don't have $1,000 in a bank account, don't have any real support system to help them, and you wonder why. You might be the problem. And if you hang around those type of people, where do you think your life is going to go? in the next 12 months, 2 years, 5 years.
When you surround yourself around people, you're influenced to do a lot of the things that they're doing. So if you're hanging around people who are actually successful and like trying to make stuff happen and busy and looking for ways to like excel their life, you're going to do the same thing. And it just puts you in a different mind state. I used to be like life of the party where I wanted to go party and stuff like that. And I have fun. I still have fun, but I don't do it like nearly as much as I used to because it's just not enticing for me. The path that I'm on now is like a path where, you know, one day I want to be able to say that I can go to like Europe and party in Europe. How many of our friends are able to say that they've even been able to see a different country? That's the type of stuff I want to do. I want to travel. And then also making sure that I have like the most solid foundation for my kids. Everything is all on me. You know, if I fall today, I don't have anybody to lean back on because like the way that my family structure is, you know, I love my mom to death, but you know, my mom stays with me. I help my mom out and I don't have no grandparents. I don't know my real dad, you know. It's just that type of situation where like I don't want that for my kids. So I work extra hard and I do everything that I can to make sure that I'm building that great foundation for them so that they don't have to worry about like any of the stuff that I had to worry about. So I'm willing to cut anybody off. I told my mom, like, if you become toxic to me, I will cut you off. Like, you know, and I'm dead ass, you know, I love my mom to death and I still love her. But if you're not bringing value to my life, you got to go.
I love that. I agree with everything you said. If you're not adding value to the situation or bringing some positive vibes, energy, support, you got to go. And I don't care how long we've been friends or family. And I don't owe you an explanation. Just bye.
And see, that's the hardest thing for people too. It's like, you know, making those type of decisions, you know, and I had to learn it's not really you like choosing to cut people out. It's people really cutting themselves out, you know, and I had to figure that stuff out because people see like the trajectory that I'm on and what I'm trying to do. I'm not even asking people to be on the same thing I'm on. I'm just asking you not to contribute to my life in a negative way. You can still hold your place in my life and be a part of my life. I'm loving you. My friends are always going to be my friends and I still hang out with them. I still have like the utmost respect for them. You know, they're good fathers and stuff like that. You know, you got to be able to step out of your comfort zone and get out the little box because all this stuff that we're doing is new and it's not always a great feeling when you have all this stuff to do and you have this pressure on you and you're building this pressure for yourself, but you go through with it anyway because that's what you want to do. Taking money and investing money in courses and investing money in like stuff that, you know, you don't know if it's gonna be great at first. The only thing you can go off of is the research that you did on it, and you can hope and pray that it's gonna work out. But that's what trying to be successful is. It's like taking the necessary risk. It's calculated risk, but it's still taking a risk.
Yes, growth happens outside of your comfort zone. So get comfortable being uncomfortable and taking those calculated risks. I want to thank you for your time. We are definitely going to check back in with him before 2022 is over because it's going to be a great year for him. He's working on so many other projects and products.
Like I said in the first video, I'm honored to be here. Like I said, I respect what you're doing. You know, you guys check her out, check out her merch at, you know, dresscode187.com. I am a supporter of Whitney. So, you know, I think you're doing great things. Before leaving, I just want everybody to know that you can do whatever you want to do. Like, don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do the stuff that you want to do. I own a house. Like, as far as my mom and my immediate family, I'm the first person own property. And I'm also got stuff building in the background and I got investments and stuff. Years before this, I wouldn't have never thought that I could get to this point. Just to be here, I feel blessed. But I know that now that I got here, I know that I can go farther. This is because of my mindset.
It's only up from here. Hit that subscribe button to join the club.